Hello, everybody. It's 2FAST2MOVIE. I'm your host, Abraham, and with me is my struggling co-host, Ben Collins, here to talk about Season 1, Episode 9 and 10 of Attack on Titan, titled Whereabouts of His Left Arm and Response. The Struggle for Trust, Part 5 and 6. Now, before we begin, please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications because we post all the time, and spoilers ahead, not just for these episodes, but all episodes of Attack on Titan, because we're covering it all in the context of Season 4. Man, Whereabouts of His Left Arm is kind of just a fun...
all the fucking titling for Season 1 is just kind of like this, though.
Attack on Titan, Whereabouts of His Left Arm, The Struggle for Trust, Part 6. Like it...
Yeah, it keeps going.
Yeah.
I like that they switched to shorter names later down the line, but also, this entire season has these really weird titles for their episodes, and honestly, I think the only one that is legitimately good is From Me to You 2,000 Years From Now.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
And the only reason why that's a good one is because it sows so much mystery into the entire show that it's just burned into the back of your mind for so long.
Like, what does that mean, 2,000 years?
How does this show have time travel? What's going to happen in 2,000 years?
Yeah.
Like, it becomes really a lot to think about, and then you kind of forget about it, and then Season 4 happens, and you're like, oh.
But still, I think these episode titles alone are pretty good still. Whereabouts of His Left Arm is still a fun title. I think so is Response. Like, it's okay. Look, we're going to talk about... We're not going to really be talking about the episode title, but we're going to be talking about the introduction of a lot of new characters, because this, after Eren is revealed to be the Titan shifter inside of the one that killed all those Titans, we're finally going to be introduced to some new characters. So let's go ahead and jump into the recap, and I can give you the juicy details. So, we open in the Shiganshina district. Erwin and his squad are taking out Titans, and Captain Levi, the badass as he is, takes out several on his own. Just when their mission is going well, they get word of what happened in Trost. We then cut to a flashback from Eren's POV at the moment he was swallowed by a Titan. Apparently, and this is just from his point of view, he got so mad that he willed himself into a Titan, and there is no other explanation for why he transformed. As he finishes this memory, we find that Eren, Armin, and Mikasa are staring down the barrels of cannons. They are being accused of being monsters in disguise, and as a cannon fires and heads for the three, Eren remembers a vision from his father, injecting him with something and telling him to control this power. He instinctively bites his hand and transforms into a partial Titan, and it blocks the cannon. With no way of hiding the truth, Eren entrusts Armin to vouch for him. If he can convince the military that they are of no threat, then Eren will trust Armin. While Armin's speech is passionate, the leader of the military is blinded by pure fear and almost kills the three of them once again. But luckily, new character Commander Pixis saves them at the last moment. And with a new ally, they devise a new plan to plug up the hole in the wall using Eren's Titan form.
Okay.
Got a lot of
new characters. This is going to be probably one of the longer recaps,
of course,
I think, on this one, because, oh man, there's so much. Okay, real quick, I think like 3 weeks ago, whatever that episode that was, we were talking about some censorship, and there's a fucking censorship piece in this episode in particular with the Levi Squad introduction that annoys me to death.
Which is?
So in the beginning, there's a member of, I believe it's Levi Squad, or one of their comrades falls.
Yeah.
And the way that he falls is that he's being bitten in half and being completely bisected.
Yeah.
When they go to examine his body, homeboy still has his legs.
That happens to another character. I think it was in the previous episode that we were talking about when Eren had died and Armin is walking through, like, still shooken. He looks at a man and woman who are like, we're gonna live through this battle of Trost, and the woman is like giving him CPR.
Yeah, but he's actually bisected.
But they just don't show it because it's like off screen.
Yeah, but the difference is that the off screen implies that he's bisected. It's not like they go to like them being like, he's fallen and we can't do anything about it, and then he's still there's no visible wound.
You can.
No, they didn't even like show a cut open or anything. It's just like dead body. Yeah. No, it's just like they're just like, I know that you drew him cut in half, but could he just like, be whole? Well, because his legs are in the Titan. But can he just like not?
Well, obviously it's because they still have to market to children.
Yeah, because this show's market is children.
No, I think it actually is because they can't air that on television in Japan. Like that level of violence. And I will be frank, the manga has some of the most brutal art I have ever seen in my life.
Well, but like it's Berserk bad, or is it
arguably worse because arguably worse because I think it's more detailed. It's more realistic.
More detailed than a Berserk panel of blood and guts.
Then just as.
Okay, just as. I was about to say, like, that's the thing.
I just mean, like, Berserk has, like a little bit more of, like, a fantasy aspect to it, which sort of, like, kind of, like, could take you out of it. Attack on Titan is literally just, like, people.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, you literally just see, like a person, lower half.
If you like this kind of gratuitous violence in your manga...
Berserk.
Yeah. I will say there is a major trick. You cannot watch Berserk. Major trigger warning for sexual assault. But
yeah. Let's because we were talking about we were just talking about
censorship.
Erewhon Squad. I mean.
Yeah.
We get introduced to Levi and Hanji.
Mummy.
Levi as a character, and I love this because he starts off as this. Oh, you're the badass of the show. And that's all he is. Until, like, there's, like, a weird actual tenderness to Levi that you don't expect. Like, he actually cares about people a lot.
Like, if a Chihuahua could actually body people.
Yeah. And he's got the height for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, Levi is introduced to this, and I love that interaction that he has with the fallen comrade, who definitely should have been bisected.
Yep.
Just giving that promise to someone who's dying, just to give them some kind of relief, not knowing if it's actually going to be the truth. Something about that was...
Levi, so this is the reason why, again, if we're going into the Ackerman comparison, Levi has so much more depth to him because his like, Mikasa almost exclusively interacts with Eren or with other characters on the basis of Eren. Eren is involved in every single thing that she does, almost always. Meanwhile, Levi has his own people that he really loves. And, like, oh my god, one of the worst moments related to this is, like, in season 4 when he's just letting his men drink the wine because he's like... He decided to be nice. You guys keep the morale up. You guys earned it. Have fun. I'm not drinking it because I don't drink on the job, but it's fine.
Yeah, that was really fucking. That was really depressing because Levi did nothing wrong. No. He did everything right. He the only mistake that he made was, like, you could argue, is like letting his guard down, but like that's like something that he would think to himself, and I hope those walls don't come back up, because you got to think, especially for Levi.
We don't even know what condition this man is.
Like, you got to think about Levi too. In season 1 through 3, he lost everything with his squad. The death of Petra by the hands of Annie, devastating, and we never saw him, like, smile again until season 3 when Historia became queen, and he like looking at the friends that he had made and was like, you guys are... I'm like, all right. And then Eren turned on him, the entire group got disbanded, plus they got taken over by the military, and his men died again. It's like he feels like he's losing it all over again. So
I really hope he's again, no body, no kill is the rule with the anime, so he's definitely still alive
in season 4.
Season 4,
yeah.
We just don't know what condition he's in, and
if he can even fight in the rest of the season. Because if I'm sorry, but if you lose Levi, that's gonna really hinder your chances of winning.
Also,
in the end.
The fucking psychological warfare waged against Mikasa. Like that's it. The front line's gone, guys.
Yep,
we're fucked.
Yeah. Hanji also makes an appearance. Hanji, her love of Titans is front and center from the beginning, because she's like, oh, you can't chomp me because I gotta look at your teeth real quick, as like she's like moving around this Titan. So that's fun. And Erwin is just blonde daddy, just like that's all he is.
Blonde daddy. Honestly, if there is a character that is deserving of the title of daddy,
it is Erwin Smith.
Erwin Smith. I will salute to that.
I can't actually. This is tainted. I don't know if I should do that
that's
now.
A good point.
In season 4.
Well, no, Armin did one that was just
You do have to do.
He did the two. He did the two. It is somewhat tainted.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a fucking... I'm not going to do the fucking motion on YouTube because we'll get fucking shadow banned.
I mean, it is equivalent to a Nazi salute in the show. It is
now.
Yeah.
It had other meaning.
But it doesn't anymore.
Nazis ruin every symbol that they get.
Just like they did Dedicate Your Hearts. So...
Fuck. Okay.
Erwin and Levi and Hanji are going to have a lot more time to shine later on. This is just the beginning. I just think it's fun that you see what their characters could become. Or rather, what you might perceive their characters to be.
I will say, my one kind of issue with the way that all this was presented is that we take so much time off from these characters before we see them again.
Yeah.
Because we only see them again at the end of the Battle of Trost. I think it's really just Levi. I
think that's fine because they're framed as they're framed as like the badasses who are actually skilled at killing Titans, who are retaking another thing. And then when they come in at the end of the battle, they're like, are we did we miss anything? like saving the day at the last minute possible.
And Levi's squad would have been able to pull off actually protecting Eren flawlessly during that thing.
There's just new recruits.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why this whole thing went to shit.
Yeah.
We should now move on to Eren's flashback and also the discussion that happened at the hands, with Armin in the military, that whole negotiation phase.
Yeah.
Good thing he was swallowed whole.
Yep.
Because you think about that, that Santa Claus Titan could have just been...
if it bisected him, that was it.
Yeah. You also want to know something really funny about that Titan? Santa Claus Titan that killed him. And not just him, but a bunch of other Titans. Those are actually the Patriots that we see in season 3.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, all of the people that were injected with Grisha were the ones that committed, were in Trost. The one Titan that had those huge eyes is the one that killed the guard that was the asshole one that the owl threw over the side.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's fun for a rewatch. I found that out recently when I was doing my rewatch. I was like, wait a minute.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I fucking love the attention to detail that is put in with these Titans because, obviously everyone knows, Grisha's first wife is the one that fucking eats Eren's mom.
Yeah.
Talk about
rough marriages, am I right?
Boo, I was going to make the joke first.
Oh, well. But yeah, and I only noticed this because when I was watching season 3, I was like, there's one person amongst the Patriots who looks like him so much, even in human form. I was like, why does that look like Santa? Wait, what the fuck? And then I had to go, I actually had to go back. And as I did that, I found an article that I showed all of them.
You know what's kind of funny about that, though?
What?
If a Patriot got the Attack Titan and the fucking... if a Patriot ended up with both the Attack Titan and the, and the Founding Titan, it would have been over. Actually, legitimately, though, the show just would have taken, would have just jumped straight to the end.
Yeah. They're like, I'm back, I'm alive. My mission. They would have, they have the Founding Titan, so there's nothing.
The answers and everything, and they'd be able to be like, hi guys, I know the truth is outside the walls. I feel like they may have been executed on the spot for it, but at least the Titans would have started, at least the 2 Titans in there, if they had been executed after the fact, would have at least gone back into natural rebirth.
Yeah.
Have been outside of the Marlene hands.
Yeah, that's just so wild that it was so close.
It was so close!
Yeah. And then after that, there's that weird moment where Eren is, smiling very oddly and like under his breath going like, I'm gonna kill you all. And everybody's like, you hear what he said? He said he's gonna kill us.
To be fair, he said I'm gonna kill them all, but they all just fucking...
Well, because they saw him turn into a Titan. They're freaked out of their fucking mind.
Oh yeah, like, no, you would project that. Absolutely, I would project that.
Yeah,
that's
of course.
Terrifying.
And then there's always that, like that. Obviously, like there's the whole conversation where they're trying to defend him and they're trying to figure out like a way out of this. But really, it just comes down to Eren getting this memory from his father, the full memory that we had seen a few episodes back with the syringe, saying you need to save Mikasa and Armin, and him for the first time self-triggering the power. Fun way to end the episode. I think it was pretty lit, actually.
I will say, we're still talking about the...
We're still talking about the first one, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, was Pixis in the next one? No, we're talking about Pixis as well. No, I think that moment was just like, first of all, absolutely phenomenal. Second of all, there is some very, and like, again, I'm sure people have clicked on this knowing that we're going to be talking about it, but Mikasa's and Armin's spot within this story has a really weird connection to at least the Attack Titan.
Yeah.
So we don't know if this is like because of the Attack Titan right now or because of the way
that the Founding Titan affects Eren, who had the Attack Titan.
Yeah, but the idea of we know the paths. So in our mind, it's just like, okay, it makes sense that the previous owner of the Attack Titan, Jaeger, would know about their names. But why is it that both Jaeger and...
You mean Kruger?
Yeah, excuse me. Why is it that Kruger and Grisha both specifically are like, you need to save Mikasa and Armin?
Yeah.
The fact that, like, especially on this rewatch, and when you notice that, there's something that those two characters are supposed to be destined to do that we have no clue what it is.
It's also wild when you think about it, because those are Grisha's last words.
They're also the last words
of Eren Kruger. Yeah, the last thing that they say to them is, you have to save Mikasa and Armin.
It's never Eren. It's always Mikasa and Armin.
Well, it's probably it's because of it. Well, I mean, just it's Eren's like memories or state that's transferring that.
That's true.
If it's by the way of the Founding Titan or Attack Titan, not clear. But regardless, it's Eren's mind that is creating that.
We've also had this weird establishment of like the paths being like intertwined more than just like familial connections. It feels like all the
like, every Eldian. Yeah.
So like it's like, forget the fact that they're friends. The fact that it's that wide of a range and those two are the most important to cite. Like, based off of other characters we know, Historia's not mentioned.
Yeah.
The original Attack Titan is naming people to save. And you would think that Historia would be up there.
Considering how she has royal blood. Yeah.
Historia is arguably one of the most... Her existence is the most important thing in the show right now.
Right. And the fact that Grisha was so, like...
It's Mikasa and Armin.
Like, he was screaming at Eren in a delirious state while he was saying that. So, whatever it is important. Yeah. Time will tell. I mean, I know the answer. I
hate that you know what I don't know.
Yeah, and I know what you don't know, and I won't say anything. I will lead you to the door, but I will not open it.
Perfect.
Let's now move on to the next episode, because we actually get the POV. I should have actually mentioned this. We get the POV from Jean, Bertold, Annie, and Reiner, and also the rest of the recruits, who basically went through that whole battle or the evacuation, and are like now dealing with the repercussions. And Jean and everybody is like, we know where they are, but we can't say anything because orders.
Fucking the gag order and all them, and like watching the three warriors
plan, basically. Like they're like looking at each other like, what the fuck is going on?
This is bad. Like, I'm sure that, like, in all their heads right now is like, if only we could have just taken him and ran away.
They could have. I don't know why they didn't, actually.
I don't think that they thought that they could have easily gone...
They also don't know if he's the founding
Titan. They don't know
Titan.
if he's the founding Titan. So, like, it could be, like, if he's just the attack Titan, then they fail their mission by kidnapping him.
Yeah. They need a definitive before they leave.
Yeah.
Fair.
So that's kind of the... because there's a moment... The only moment where they realize that it was him with the founding Titan is when Eren does, like, his first little bit of Titan controlling while...
In season 2.
Yeah.
That's when it's confirmed for the first time.
And that's when they start going into their plan of, okay, we gotta take him now.
Yeah. What's also funny, another, like, Reiner, Bertold, and Annie moment is when the explosion happens from the cannonball, and everybody's like, it came from inside the walls? What the fuck happened? First one to go is Reiner.
Yeah.
Then Annie and Bertold follow, and John is like, okay, I guess I gotta follow too.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, they're just like, of course.
They're going for their friend.
Yeah, they're worried. They're like, they gotta check. No, it's because they need to keep tabs.
This is the reason why we were all like, Reiner's our favorite character before the fucking betrayal happened.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, Ryan really cares for his friends.
Yeah. We really thought, and here's the thing, it's great because the betrayal works so well. Even though we don't know a lot about Reiner and Bertold, Bertold less so than Reiner. But the fact that they are always on the front lines, ready and willing to put their lives out there to act and to do in what we think is the best interest of humanity and, like, you know, Eren and our friends and the other main characters, we're like, this person is noble, they can do no wrong, stand them. And then
everything gets fucking thrown under the bus.
Yep.
It's... again, the writing here is just so goddamn good.
Yeah, with subtle things.
One of the other things, so with Pixis and everything, even though Pixis comes in to save, and also we get like a brief introduction to Pixis like an episode before, I think.
Yeah, there was a moment where they finally got word of what happened in Tross, and Pixis is basically down talking to a noble.
I think it was like the equivalent of like a governor, basically.
So he was living in like a mansion, like eating
it was
cakes.
someone who was like in charge of the southern territories in general, though.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Like, fucking it, just Pixis just sticks it to this person. And you're just like, I like this guy, and then it's like fucking 4 weeks later, you get to see him again.
Yeah. Well, two episodes, an episode, if anything. Like, it's not that long.
I thought it was a little bit longer than that, but.
It happened. It would have happened like.
I'm pretty sure it happens the second episode, the first episode of the Battle of Trost. Actually, that word gets to them.
It might be after the Mikasa flashback.
Maybe,
but regardless,
still, it's like a period of some time.
Yeah,
but the most important thing here is that Pixis actually gets more swayed on this based off of what Armin offers. And yes, there's passion, but Armin is also like, we are willing to share all information with you. He is not a threat. We are willing to work with you, and we can seal that hole. He makes a goddamn bargain.
Yeah, he basically offers it, and Pixis was like, were you bullshitting or were you actually serious?
Yeah.
Because,
no, depending on your answer is going to affect what happens next.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I'm sure Pixis is like a human that can transform into a Titan. That can be a fucking game changer. Like, I don't see a single world where Pixis was like, oh yeah, let's just kill this dude.
Yeah, of course, Pixis is the person who, like, waits and sees how things go.
Yeah.
And makes a decision based on it. Evident in season 3 when the coup was happening.
Yeah.
When he was like, I'm just gonna see what you guys decide, and if you guys decide to fuck over humanity, I'm gonna overthrow you.
Yeah.
Like, he obviously, like, heard them out. Like, he didn't just go to Erwin's side because it's Erwin.
Yeah.
Because, like, he does what he believes is best for humanity. Obviously, like, I think he's a noble in the fact that he tries to limit casualties. He's not so reckless like Erwin or fucking genocidal like Zeke.
Yes.
But I think he is a pretty good moral compass, which is great because he becomes commander in season 4.
Yeah. I always feel like Pixis is probably the most solid military person that, like, if you see them doing something, odds are they have it planned out really well and it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
Or he's really, like, and this whole thing with what we're gonna be covering in the next couple episodes, he's really hedging a bet on Eren the entire time.
Well, and I don't blame him, because
this is the only way it can work.
The situation is pretty dire. Like, Titans are overtaking them, and from their perspective, the Armored Titan could make another appearance at any point, and so could the Colossal. They could break through the walls at any point, and, you know, if they get driven back again, another food shortage, another, like, purge of people that they're going to have to do in order to keep everybody fed.
Yeah.
The main people are out of town. Like, they cannot fight them. There's just new recruits, and this just fell into your lap.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I think that he's, like, one of the best characters in the show, because he fucking just, like,
yep,
profit loss analysis. Like, what's gonna happen if I don't do this?
Yeah.
And he's totally willing to face those consequences, and he's totally willing to own whatever is about to happen out there.
Yeah. And I do like what he says to Eren, where he clarifies his question. He says, like,
can you do it versus will you?
Right. Which it's a great moment, because it really puts everything into perspective for Eren, because he takes that moment of, like, self-doubt, yeets that shit, and just goes, I'm gonna do it.
Here's the funny thing. I don't think it was, in hindsight, I don't actually know if it was self-doubt. I think it was Eren being, like, kind of frank of, like, I don't exactly know what I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be full frontal with you on it. And then he's like, okay, can is the wrong question. Will you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Because Eren's resolve really will not start shaking until the end of season 2 and throughout season 3.
Yeah.
That's when Eren gets tested. This is not the moment of Eren being tested like that.
Yeah. I would agree with that. And then the episode just ends with this proposition being made, and the hope that this can actually work out, that they can actually finish this in time, seal off the wall, kill the rest of the Titans. And we're going to be talking about it in the next few episodes. Do you have any final words you'd like to leave us off with?
Hanji stands. That is all.
We do stand Hanji.
We stand Hanji. I feel like just the amount of characters that get thrust at you in this, like, brief amount of time, is, like, actually so perfect, because we're getting introduced to every single thing that we're going to see coming up, and just being able to live out these little microscopes of these characters who are going to become our entire life in the second half of the season. Is like, we just get little bits of them, and then the rest of this, though, and the rest of what we're about to see play out in these next couple episodes is really just what can our core group that we're focusing on right now pull off.
Yeah.
Because we see this plan is Armin's, down to how they keep the fucking
the Titans away from
the
Eren.
Titans away and try to minimize losses.
Yeah.
Like, Armin's the reason why this works out, and we've talked about this before. But this, like, first half of the season is really for our younger cast.
Yeah, it really is.
And then we're just going to have ourselves blown away by what the other people can do.
Yeah.
And also, we're going to lose a lot of them.
Yeah, and we're gonna cry when the time comes, but that time is not now. So hey, let us know what you thought of these 2 episodes down in the comments section down below. We'll be sure to read some of your comments, thoughts, and your discussions on the next episode of 2FAST2MOVIE. Until then, it's 2FAST2MOVIE.
Is Hanji mommy?